Welcome to the 1 Minute Apologist. Apologetics seeks to give credible answers to curious questions, to give a defense. What is the evidence for the resurrection of Jesus Christ? Another line of evidence for the resurrection of Jesus Christ is the fact that he was executed on a Roman cross. Now you might say, how does the death of Jesus prove the resurrection of Jesus? Well, before you can rise from the dead, it first needs to be established that you have died. And when it comes to this idea of the death of Jesus, one thing that we can find helpful is understanding that archaeology backs up what we see in Scripture. In fact, through archaeological digs, we have a first century crucifixion victim that has been unearthed. And we can see this by looking at the evidence that they have discovered. Not only that, what we'll get skeptical people who will say, Jesus didn't die. In fact, Muslims will say Allah would never subject his prophet to such a death. We'll have theories such as the twin brother theory. This is the theory that while Jesus was being crucified there on Golgotha, his long-lost twin brother happened to be walking through. And as he was passing by, he saw a mirror image of himself, namely Jesus on the cross. And there he remembered that this is the one who's going about talking about how he's the Messiah. So when Jesus did die, what ended up happening is this person went and announced, I'm alive, I'm alive. Another theory that people end up talking about to say that Jesus never really died is the swoon theory. And this is the idea that Jesus merely passed out on the cross, and then when he was in the tomb, he woke up. Now think about how silly this is. Jesus was beaten with the cat of nine tails. He had to carry a splintered wooden cross. He was exhausted. He was cussed at, spit upon, crown of thorns put upon his head. He had nails driven through his wrist and through his feet. And then he was posted up on the cross, mocked at, a spear stuck in his side. Then he was taken down from the cross, wrapped in 100 pounds of burial clothing. Then he was put inside a tomb, and a stone that weighed 2 to 3 tons was rolled in front of it. And all of a sudden, he revives himself, unrolls himself, and has the strength after all of that to push away the stone and walk away. Well, I think it's easier to believe that he really died than to say that he just passed out. Well, pay attention for the next video as we continue laying out evidence that point to the resurrection.